For me, the top iPhone 6s rumor has got to be Force Touch because I think it's going to reinvent the way that we use iOS.
The best rumor I heard about the iPhone 6s
is that they might skip the 6S name and jump straight into the iPhone 7.
I heard that the new iPhone is going to have a hologram keyboard.
I heard the iPhone 6S is going to have another sub 1080p display.
What's good, guys? Jonathan here, and we are less than 1 month away from the announcement of presumably both the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, with the focus being on the S, usually meaning a bump in speed and not so much any changes to the external components of the phone. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't anything to look forward to, and in fact, the first rumored feature could be quite useful. That is the implementation of Force Touch. So we've seen Force Touch implemented into Apple's 2015 MacBook lineup, the 12-inch, 13-inch MacBook Pro, and 15-inch MacBook Pro, and also the Apple Watch, but how exactly could it be useful in an iPhone? One theoretical example could be if you were in Maps looking up a point of interest, instead of having to tap 3 times, you just force touch and you are instantly brought into the navigation screen. Alternatively, if you were in Safari and needed to look up a word, you could select that word, force touch, and instantly be brought up to the definition page. On top of that, imagine if Apple released the API. We'll take Instagram for example. You're on your home screen, you force touch the icon, and that instantly launches the Compose window. Same thing will be cool for something like Tweetbot. Again, you're on your home screen, you force touch the icon, and bam, instant access to the Compose window. So next up is the rumored upgrade from the A8 processor up to the A9. And if you weren't aware, usually the iPhone and the iPad are pretty similar in terms of performance, but last year, Apple kind of ninja'd everybody with the iPad Air 2 and threw in a tri-core processor, which really set itself apart in terms of multi-core performance. So with that said, if the iPhone 6s is going to compete or possibly exceed that performance, it's going to need a tri-core processor. And if that happens, it's a pretty solid upgrade. So next up at number 3 would be a camera upgrade, and yes, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus still have one of the best cameras on a smartphone to this day, but in terms of the megapixel department, they're a little bit lacking, especially when compared to the Galaxy S6, now the Note 5, the LG G4, obviously the OnePlus 2, and what we're rumored to see is a bump from 8 megapixels up to 12. Now obviously that's not going to be as high as something like the Galaxy S6 or the Note 5, but that combined with Apple software, the optics would make for a pretty solid camera upgrade. There is also rumors of 4K video recording on the iPhone, but it's Apple, so I would not hold my breath for that. So next up is the rumor of a new color being introduced into the iPhone 6s and 6 Plus lineup. We of course have space gray, which might be a little darker this time around, silver, gold, and then the debate of whether we'll see a straight up pink iPhone or a more traditional rose gold iPhone. Now, interestingly enough, rose gold is actually a combination of both copper and gold, copper having the pinkish orange tint, and that's what actually would give the rose gold the pink overtones. Knowledge. There's also a chance that this doesn't happen and we're stuck with the 3 classic iPhone colors, but if it were to happen, would you prefer a more traditional rose gold iPhone or a straight up pink iPhone?
Hey John, I heard the iPhone 6s is going to be a little bit more durable than the previous version. What do you think?
So I know a guy makes videos, been known to bend a phone or two, and in the name of science,
Yes, science!
discovered that the next iPhone may in fact use 7000 series aluminum, which in turn provides for a much stronger housing. And in that case, yes, most definitely the next iPhone should be much more durable.
iPhone 6s or iPhone success, am I right? 6s, because it's probably not going to be a good phone.
Not these 2 Lamborghinis. It's that bookshelf I had installed.